Hello, I'm Hans Williams, and I'm the Dean of the Arthur Temple College of Forestry and Agriculture, and I'm also the Urban Forestry Concentration Advisor for our Bachelor of Science in Forestry degree program here at Stephen F. Austin State University. Oftentimes when students consider a career in forestry, they tend to lean towards the traditional forestry careers and working out in the woods and dealing with especially forests that are in the rural areas. But one career option that students ought to consider is that in urban forestry. Urban forestry is a growing field. There's a lot of career opportunities in forestry, but oftentimes students don't quite know what urban forestry is. Urban forestry really deals with the establishment and care and management of individual trees and forests in an urban setting. And that's really not a definition that's far off from what we do in a more traditional forest setting. But one unique aspect is that urban foresters have the option to deal with and care for individual trees. And that's because those individual trees have great value when they are in that urban setting. An urban forester, to be effective, has to have a strong background in tree biology and into one of the oldest sciences that we have in the field of forestry and horticulture, and that is arboriculture. Arboriculture is a discipline and a science that has been around for thousands of years, and it is a science of the establishment and care of woody plants. And there's many aspects of arboriculture that an urban forester has to be well versed in, and some of those are how trees grow. What are the growth requirements of certain tree species, how to prune trees, fertilize trees, plant trees. All of these are skills that are taught in a comprehensive arboriculture course, and is one of the fundamental courses that an urban forestry concentration student has to pass as they earn their degree in forestry. Oftentimes, if a student is considering a career in urban forestry, they ask what are some of the career options once they complete their degree. Urban forestry students can go to work in the private sector for a commercial tree care company or a landscaping company, or perhaps as an urban forestry consultant. And these are really very good careers where a student has an opportunity to get into the production side of tree care and ultimately move up into sales and consulting in that urban forestry field. If they don't want to work in the private sector, they can move into the public sector, where they can become a city arborist and work oftentimes for mid-size or larger cities, where they have the responsibility of making sure that the urban forest is vibrant and healthy and safe for the public. Why are urban forests important? Well, they perform many of the functions that trees perform out in rural settings too. They create habitat for wildlife. They help maintain soil health and reduce soil erosion. But they also have other benefits assigned to them. They increase property values. They are aesthetically pleasing to the general public, and as a result have been tied back to a more healthy population when trees are present in their cities and in their suburbs. So urban forests do provide many of the values and have many of the functions and the values that we tend to associate with forests in general. But there are costs. Oftentimes trees do come into conflict with what we generally call hardscapes, sidewalks, buildings, parking lots, and so on. And also, sometimes trees can be at risk to fail and perhaps put that hardscape and the general public in jeopardy. Urban foresters are trained to identify and recognize those situations and have the skills to work with trees to try to reduce their risk of causing damage to hardscape and danger to the population. And the whole goal there, of course, is to preserve the tree, not to just remove the tree or to eliminate the forest from that urban setting, but the goal is to preserve the trees and to preserve the forest for all of the benefits that can be assigned to that forest.